Good morning, March the 7th, 2017. This is CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. Today is day number 13 in the week number 7, last week for the second learning contract on self-regulated learning. So let's get started. First of all, welcome back to this class on time. To begin with today's class, allow me to tell you that this is now the middle of the semester, and according to the school's practice, we would like you to complete a midterm core survey, which contains only 5 questions. So may I invite you to take 5 to 10 minutes now, using your mobile devices, get online in the Moodle environment, come to the first block, and take this midterm core survey, and do it now, okay? It's just 5 questions, very simple question. So may I invite you to get online now, to go to the Moodle environment, the first block, the head block, and to click on this link at the end of the first block called CISG113 Section 1 Midterm Course Survey. Okay? Just 5 questions. It takes you less than 5 minutes to get it done. Okay? We need to finish this course survey, all right? It's very important that you give me some ideas of how do you feel about the pace of the course, the material, presentations, as well as the course in class learning, all right? So give me some feedback by completing this midterm course survey, which is very important for me to take a good look at your responses, all right? Thank you. Yes, use your mobile devices, get online to complete the midterm course survey. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It's located at the end of the first block in the Moodle environment for our CISG 113 Section 1 course sign. So please get online now. Thank you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 students. Okay, actually more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 students. I think you can see the online users now. Thank you. Thank you so much for this 3 tables and actually 4 tables of students are always on time. Very good and very much on task. You see that I'm considering to give students who are more than 80% of attendance a bonus score of 5 semester points by the end of the semester, when it is April the 30th. So if you're here for more than 80% of the class, you've got 5 semester points. Definitely add to your average score. This is very good indeed. Reward you for your spirit to learn and come to class on time. There will be an extra feature of the bonus scheme. So just about 5 questions. So we got 7 already. That's very good. Okay. So you can see that out of the 7 responses, one can say that's too fast. Hey, would you please come to complete the midterm course survey? We got 1 more. So we have 12 students here, actually 13, so we invite you to complete your survey using 5 to 10 minutes. Very good. Very good. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 students. Okay. For those of you who are not online, please make sure you go online and complete the survey. It's very simple. 5 questions only. Yeah. Thank you. Good morning. So please complete the course survey, right? The midterm course survey. Carol, we are spending time to complete this midterm course survey. Just get online here, get to this link, and 5 questions only. Would you please do it now? Yeah, okay? Ask help from your table members if you need help, all right? Very good. We now have 10 students completed. Four more students. We're waiting for 4 more students to complete the midterm course survey. We have another 5 minutes. We just passed through 5 minutes. Good morning, Alfonso. After you're seated, would you please, Alfonso, come to the window side and get online to complete this midterm course survey? Okay, just 5 questions. of students who complete the midterm course survey now. We have 3 more students. We're waiting for 3 more students to complete it. Very good. We have 13 now. We still need 2 more. 10, yeah, 2 more students to finish the midterm course survey, and then we can continue in today's class. Just a note, I have just given you the sign up link for next week's LC002 pair presentations. You can present in day number 15 or you can present in day number 16. Day number 15 is next Tuesday, March the 14th. Day number 16 is next Friday, March 17th. You click reply to sign up for your pair, and you must give your pair identity. That means pair number and the 2 members of your pair, okay, for that particular day. You will have at most 10 minutes to do the pair presentations, okay? But normally 5 minutes would be good enough, okay? With your 10 slides PowerPoint, all right? So it will be excellent that you will have the opportunity to do in-class presentations, and then you earn your 20 semester points along the way, all right? So very important. Welcome back. Your request to complete the in-class midterm course survey now is 5 minutes. Go to the Moodle side, go to the first block. At the end of the first block, you can see the midterm course survey. Just 5 minutes, okay? Okay, so those students, the remaining 3 students who have not finished with the midterm course survey, please continue to do that. It does not take long, just 5 questions. In the meantime, allow me to bring you back to today's class. First of all, I would like to bring your attention that by the end of this week, you need to submit the second set of learning artifacts for learning contract number 2 with the theme self-regulated learning. And so, next week will be the time when you have to present your work in the second learning contract as a pair. Now this time, when you sign up for these presentations, is either on Tuesday, day 15, or on Friday, day 16. When you sign up as a pair. So you need to click on the reply button, okay? Sign up by selecting day 15 or 16, and then leave the name of your pair number 1, 2, 3, and the 2 members' identity of your pair, okay? So I have reserved 7 time slots on each of the 2 days, because normally, as I told you, you can have a maximum 10 minutes to do your pair presentation, but normally 5 minutes will be good enough. And you need to prepare, definitely this is a must, okay? You must prepare a PowerPoint before you can do the presentation. So you first sign up, and by the time you're going to do your presentations on that particular day, you need to come back here to upload your PowerPoint in the same name, same link where you sign up, okay? So, sign up is first, upload the PowerPoint is the second, and your PowerPoint must not include more than 10 PPT slides, okay? 10 is the maximum, all right? Last time, individually, 5 is the maximum. This time, as a pair, 10 is the maximum, all right? So you will have a chance to present your work, and by presenting your work, you will earn the in-class participation score of 4 points. Last time you did it, you earned 4 points already. This time you did it again, you earned another 4 points. And for the last learning contract, you also have an opportunity to present, and you will earn another 4 points. Okay? So altogether, you need to do 5 times to earn 20 semester points. So you are highly encouraged to continue to share what you learned beyond the last learning contract, because after the last learning contract number 3, we still have 4 weeks' time left before the end of the semester. Okay, so you can earn points along the way by doing the presentations. Okay, remember that is very important. Make sure you sign up for next week's presentations before the end of this week, okay? Before the end of this week, so that I can understand which pair is going to present next Tuesday and which pair is going to present next Friday, okay? Having said that, now, allow me to bring you to this important submission link for the second learning contract. The deadline is March 11 to March 12. That means this Saturday and Sunday. Again, you have 4 items to submit. Okay? The first item is your pair proposal. Very much similar to the individual proposal of your first learning contract. This time, it must be the proposal from the 2 of you with 1 specific pair-based personalized questions. Okay, 3 specific sub-questions to explore your personalized questions, and 3 relevant references to support the explorations of your pair personalized questions. And 1 simple paragraph of not more than 200 English words to describe why you select that question. Okay, very similar to the individual proposal. Then the 2 of you proceed to write the journal, which has to be done in a way not necessarily in prose style English, but in point forms. But you must classify them into observations, interpretations, and applications. Okay? And then the peer discussion forum, again, we have the peer discussion forum for you. And the two of you need to discuss about the specifics of your peer personalized question and then copy and paste into the Microsoft Word. Finally, you need to write a peer reflective blog based on the journal you finished and based on the discussions you made. And the peer reflective blog must not be less than 500 English words. This is the minimum. Okay, we have no upper limit. You can write as many as you want, but do not give me 50 pages, all right? And you must write on your note to copy and paste, all right? So this is very important. And make sure your peer practice information literacy skills, particularly the citations and proper references in preferably APA style. Okay, and then these are the 4 items you need to prepare by the end of the week for your second learning contract. And then proceeding to the next week when you do the presentations, you need to prepare PowerPoint. Okay, so this is the second reminder for the second learning contract. And so I'm going to take attendance for the day, and then I'll proceed to the class. Oh, good. We have 14 now, 1 left. All right. So attendance for today. Oh, did you notice that I say if by the end of the semester, which is mostly May the 2nd, if you occupy your class attendance with more than 80%, okay, you will have 5 semester points as the bonus score. Okay, so by coming back to class, you will have 5 semester point bonus score. That's very attractive. Okay. Chloe, are you here today? Thank you. Anson, not here. Tracy, not here. Again, oh, I think Tracy is excused because she's in Shanghai at this point. Yeah, she wrote me that. Alfonso, thank you. Neon, are you here today? Not, thank you. Franco, thank you. Clears, not here today. Okay, Juno, not here today. Okay. Shadow, thank you. Jury, thank you. Carol Wong, thank you. Henry Wong, thank you. Okay, Tina, you're not here today. Okay, Marco, thank you. Maggie, thank you. Vincent, thank you. Jeff, thank you. Henry New, thank you. Dong Yin, thank you. Carry on. Are you here, Carry on? No, it is not here, all right? And Carol Owl, thank you. Nicholas, thank you. Gavin, not here today. Jose, thank you. You're here, right? Yes. And then finally, Tiger. So to reward those who have been very much attentive in class and doing all the class work, including coming to class on time, even earlier than I do, the 5 semester point as the bonus is quite worth it. Okay. One more test. Okay, good. We got all 15 students, right? We're 15. Actually, we have 17 right now. 5, 10, 13, 17. So 2 more. I think Jose, and you might want to go to the beginning of the window side. There is a midterm course survey at the end of the first block. Use your mobile device, get online, together with Nicholas, complete it. You finished already? Oh, that's great. Wow, that's great. Sorry, I didn't notice that. So we have 2 more students who have not done this. Okay, if you're one of these students, make sure you did it at home. Well, get it done. So today we're going to conclude. We start to conclude the second learning contract because by the end of this week, you need to complete the learning artifacts for the second learning contract. And the theme, of course, is self-regulated learning, and you know that SRL is built on top of the IBL of the first learning contract. So in the first learning contract, you learn how to question into something, which is very much demonstrated by the proposal you wrote. And then in the second learning contract, you need to specify the goals of your activity, particularly your learning activities, the timeline, how much time you have, the action step you follow, the possible evaluations you have completed before the deadline of that learning contract, and the adjustments of directions. So all of these will be demonstrated through the set of artifacts you prepare. It's supposed to turn in by the end of this week. So I think I've already given you enough information there. So let's get back to the topics of this week, actually including last week. As you can see, that all is in one topic overlapping with last week's topic. That is the ethical issues of hacking and cracking. And the other topic that we need to include this week is information fraud. Now we reviewed a lot of very interesting stuff last week, including helping you to understand the meaning of fraud. And as I introduced to you last week, that there is something in the world which is very often practiced by the hacker using human technology, you could say. There's not any sophisticated things, but as sophisticated as how, as an individual who has the ability to induce a person to give up some very sensitive information. And so today we're going to reinforce your understanding of this art of deceptions often practiced by the hackers in the cyberspace. And we call this social engineering. Okay? And so we would like to present you a very short video, about 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Okay?
Social engineering, lesson 1. The art of deception. The honest reality about your network is that in spite of all of the incredible effort that your network administrators put into protecting it, all of the firewall and antivirus software, all the additional security measures, there is one link that is always the weakest, and that link is you. So what is social engineering? According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it's an outside hacker's use of psychological tricks on legitimate users of a computer system in order to obtain information he needs to gain access to a system. Or it's getting needed information, for example a password, from a person rather than breaking into a system. Or social engineering involves gaining sensitive information or unauthorized access privileges by building inappropriate trust relationships with insiders.
This was
Recognize this guy.
15 years ago. No, about 20 years ago. It was a Hollywood Central office in Los Angeles. And a friend of mine, a guy named Stephen Rhodes at the time, was also a phone phreaker, and we decided we wanted to take a self-guided tour of the central office. So it was around 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and we had door codes to all the different offices in Los Angeles, and we just let ourselves in, and we're roaming around the Hollywood CO, about on the 3rd floor, and then all of a sudden, this big guy, security guard, approaches us and goes, "Excuse me, yeah, do you have any ID?" And I go, "Sure." And I go to my pocket and I say, "Oh, I must have left my ID in the car. I'll go get it. I'll be right back." He goes, "No." He goes, "Who's this guy?" And I go, "Well, he's just a friend of mine, and I want to take him on a tour. He's never seen the central office." He goes, "At 2:30 in the morning?" I said, "Yeah, we just got out of a movie, and my friend is a policeman who works for the phone company. And so I figured I'd just take him on a quick tour." And he goes, "Well, where do you work?" I said, "Well, I work in the Cosmos Center in San Diego." He goes, "Who's your supervisor?" And I told him the name of the supervisor. Incidentally, it was the correct name of the person in the San Diego Cosmos Center. And he goes, "Look, you guys have to come with us." So he escorts us to the elevator, and I know on the 9th floor is the switching control center, and that's where there's people up there because that office is needed. So you end up getting escorted up to the 9th floor. And there's about 5 or 6 people around, and the security guard's telling them the story. I found these two guys roaming around our building. This guy doesn't have ID. Let's find out what's going on. So one of the other supervisors, not a security guard, he goes, "What's your supervisor's name?" And I gave it to him. I said, "Well, listen, we can't make her up. Because look, it's 2:30 in the morning. If you want, I'll go to my car, we'll go get my ID, and I'll be right back." Of course, I had no plans of coming back. So he says, "No, we're calling your supervisor." So he picks up a book, some sort of intercompany directory. I'm thinking, well, they don't list home telephone numbers in there. But apparently he had found some sort of notes or whatever, listing the supervisor's home phone number. So he calls the supervisor, 2:30 in the morning, Saturday. He goes, "Listen, I found one of your employees, Steve, roaming around our offices, and he says he works for you." "Uh-huh. Oh, you want to talk to him?" "Sure." So he hands me the phone, and I go, "Hey, Sally, how are you? I'm really sorry that you were woken up." And I normally would never take a friend on a tour of a central office. And she's, as I'm speaking, she's saying, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I'm going, "Yeah, and by the way, Tuesday, we still have that meeting for that report, correct?" And she goes, "Who are you? Who are you?" I'm pressing the phone to my ear, so the other people can't hear what she's saying. He's only listening to my side of the conversation. And I'm like having a calm conversation with her. And I said, "Listen, okay, I'm just going to take my friend around for about 15 more minutes, I believe, and I'll see you on Tuesday." And I went over and I walked it was like about 2 steps, and I hung up the phone. And I go, "Are you satisfied?"
Here are some comments from notorious hacker Kevin Mitnick.
You just
He
saw this,
said,
Calvin.
"The weakest link in the security chain is the human element." And according to a March 2000 article in the Washington Post, he said, in more than half of his successful network exploits, he gained information about the network, sometimes including access to the network, through social engineering. He also said, you could spend a fortune purchasing technology and services, and your network infrastructure could still remain vulnerable to old-fashioned manipulation. These are the simple definitions for what a social engineer does. But how is it we are so easily tricked? Well, social engineering is not a new thing at all. In reality, it's probably as old as speech and goes back to the first lie itself. Social engineering is still successful today because people are generally helpful, especially to someone who is nice, knowledgeable, and/or insistent. And remember, social engineering cannot be blocked by technology alone. In fact, Kevin Mitnick, from his book The Art of Deception, brings out that people inherently want to be helpful and therefore are easily duped. They assume a level of trust in order to avoid conflict. It's all about gaining access to information that people think is innocuous when it isn't. Yes, it's true. We want to believe people. When we hear a nice voice on the other line insisting that we help them, or when we hear that they can help us, we want to listen to them. We respond. It's part of our trusting human behavior. Well, it is a fine quality to trust others, but we need to know when certain things should send up red flags in our minds. So even simple information that we think is unimportant may be used by a social engineer to hurt us or our company later on. So the key to protecting ourselves and our company from social engineering is to become more familiar with some of the tricks involved, and to have policies in place that prevent a social engineer from getting through our weakest links, us.
Okay, you just been given a very interesting lessons on social engineering in this video, and you were introduced to the guy called Calvin Malik. Okay, so you see that Calvin Malik is a very interesting person. In order to give you a little bit more background on this guy, who's somewhat considered as the father of social engineering, I'm going to play you a 60 minutes news documentary, which is produced in the year about 2000, okay, by a very famous journalist who died already, okay. So let's go for this.
Kevin Mitnick was probably the world's most notorious cyber thief when he was captured in 1995 and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Over a 13-year period, Mitnick broke into the computer systems of more than 35 major international corporations and other organizations, exploits that made him the FBI's most wanted computer criminal. When we first sat down with Mitnick in January of 2000, just before his release from federal prison, he told us that he saw himself not as a devious criminal, but more like a merry prankster.
I saw myself as an electronic joyride having a great time on the information superhighway. I felt like I was like James Bond behind the computer. It was a big game, so I just having a blast.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps what you were doing was wrong?
Oh yeah, it was a invasion of privacy. Going and getting access to other people's information is obviously a gross invasion of privacy in the digital.
And that didn't bother you?
At the time I was doing it, no.
What Mitnick was doing was breaking through the highly sophisticated computer defense systems that companies use to protect their trade secrets, which he repeatedly stole. His list of victims reads like a who's who of big business. They include Motorola, Sun Microsystems, Nokia, and software maker Novell. All told, the companies estimate Mitnick cost them $300 million in damage.
I believe I caused some damage, but nowhere near damage. I was an accomplished computer trespasser. I don't consider myself a thief. I didn't deprive these companies out of their software. I merely made a copy without doing anything more with it.
You stole it.
I copied it without permission.
Steal it. Stealing, Kevin. Steal it.
I didn't use it for financial gain, nor did I cause any harm.
Beyond his skills as a computer hacker, what also made Kevin Mitnick so effective, according to the FBI, was his phenomenal ability to obtain confidential information from corporations by phoning unsuspecting employees and simply asking them for it. It's known as social engineering. How would you describe social engineering?
Well, basically lying on the phone, manipulating or copying information on people over the telephone.
So you were a good at that.
I was successful.
Mitnick was hacking and plowing his way into corporate computer systems 10 to 12 hours a day. And while he held down legitimate jobs working with computers, he says hacking was like an addiction, which eventually became the most important thing in his life. At one point, Kevin, you got married.
Yeah, 1987.
Didn't work.
Well, no, I mean, initially it was great. I loved her very much. But, what really broke up the marriage was I kept going back from the hand. That became a higher priority.
By the age of 25, Kevin Mitnick had been arrested 3 times for computer fraud. In 1989, he spent a year in jail. He was then placed on probation in order to receive counseling, attended a 12-step program for his apparent addiction to hacking. It didn't work. He continued hacking. A warrant for his arrest was issued, and he became a fugitive, the FBI's most wanted cyber criminal. For more than 2 years, no law enforcement agencies could catch him as he hacked his way across the country, assuming new identities. But eventually, the FBI was able to track him down. And in the middle of the night on February 15, 1995, a team of FBI agents knocked on Kevin Mitnick's door, where he was living under an assumed name.
I think the guy goes, "Are you Kevin Mitnick?" I go, "No." I said, "Go look on the mailbox. You have the wrong part." And then he brings out this wanted poster, Kevin Mitnick, right? And he's like, "Oh, this is you." And what am I going to say? Yeah. I said, "Well," I said, "No, I'm the one that's the same. Like everything else, definitely not me." I guess back to the poster. He goes, "Well, tell me what we're doing is we want to take you down to the FBI in the single country and determine whether you're Mitnick." And I said, "Great, what time do you want me to show up in the morning?" I go, "No, we want to take you down."
So the social engineering skills hit a brick wall.
Oh, absolutely.
Where's a good place to stand?
Soon after we spoke to him in January of 2000, Mitnick walked out of jail a free man after having served almost 5 years. But the government wasn't finished with him yet. We'll tell you more about that when our update continues.
The next update is sponsored by Zelnor. Ask your doctor about Zelnor.
This is the kind of American compressors I think you can enjoy about 15 years ago.
If you have recurring abdominal pain or discomfort, bloating, and constipation, you may have IBS with constipation. Fortunately, there's a proven medicine that works at the source of the problem to relieve all 3 symptoms. Prescription Zelnor. Unlike fiber and laxatives, only Zelnor helps coordinate the nerves, muscles, and fluid in your GI tract so it starts functioning more normally, and you can start feeling better. Zelnor is only indicated for women. You should not take Zelnor if you have a history of diarrhea, kidney, liver, or gallbladder disease, intestinal blockage, or adhesions. If you get new or worse abdominal pain, blood and stool, bad diarrhea, or diarrhea with cramping, pain, or dizziness, stop taking Zelnor and tell your doctor. Ask your doctor about getting relief with Zelnor. Zelnor, be yourself again.
As part of his probation, Kevin Mitnick's access to computers was severely restricted. His career prospects were uncertain. That is, until the federal government came looking for him once again. But this time he had no reason to run because they wanted his help.
My name is Kevin Mitnick. I'm here before you today. I was released from custody in January of 2000. And just a few months later, I was invited to testify before Congress.
What you're telling us is that all our systems are vulnerable, both the government and private.
Absolutely. And after that, a lot of businesses, I guess from seeing me on C-SPAN, were interested in having me speak about security.
And so a new career was born. This is a video Mitnick uses to market himself to potential clients.
So a lot of you probably already know about my past. I was involved in computer hacking. The purpose of my public speaking is to raise awareness to what the security threats are, how the bad guys operate, and what you can do to protect yourself. There's the old adage, it takes a deep to catch a thief.
Mitnick maintains he no longer does any illegal hacking, but that hasn't stopped him from playing a hacker on TV,
We have Kelvin give someone access to a bogus website.
appearing on an episode of Aliens. And in real life, Mitnick freely admits that he's still breaking into other people's computer systems. But these days, he insists it's by invitation only, and it's legal.
I'm an ethical hacker today, and what I do is
Ethical hacker.
essentially get paid to hack, ethically to find security vulnerabilities in my client systems and notify them so they can fix them.
No longer on probation, Mitnick is not only busy consulting and speaking, he's also written a book on computer security and is working on a second.
Don't make them run up. Took a little while, but I finally did.
So you got it. This is another episode on Calvin Mitnick's in conferences. Well, you see that's a very interesting story. A bad guy turned into a professional. Okay, used to be a hacker in his teens and got caught by FBI after several escapes, put in jail for about 5 years, and got out of jail, become a professional, recruited by the American Congress to advise a different company, even the government, on the security system. And then he becomes a professional by sharing his hacking techniques, and he calls himself an ethical hacker. And this brings in a lot of the stuff we study over the past 3 weeks in the second learning contract. We start to learn information security, data protections, and how and in what way you can do to protect ourselves. And this particular video, and for the whole week, reminds us that the weakest link in the security is us, okay? And if we're weak enough, not sensitive enough to catch those clues in the process of conversations with people, people might take advantage of it. All right, so very good about this. The ethical issues of hacking and cracking is well integrated into the videos that I've given to you. And actually, I've given you a lot of things. He's been this keynote speaker in the last conference with Kevin Mitnick and many different things. And of course, you can see a lot of very interesting stuff on hacking, even included in the movie Iron Man 2, all right? The hacking scenes there. So I think I'm going to stop here today, except for the fact that if you have questions about your work that has to be done by the end of the week, you can ask me, and then you need to sign up, as I informed you earlier. Sign up under week number 7, Public Online Discussion Forum, for week number 7, for your pair presentation next week. Okay? You could have at most 10 minutes, but normally 5 to 7 minutes will be good enough. But you must get ready your PowerPoint, which contains not more than 10 slides this time. Okay, so work together. Again, allow me to remind you one more thing, that is, you need to tell me your team formations detail. This is week number 7, okay, somewhere in week number 6. Okay? Somewhere in week number 6, I invite you to share with me the 2 pairs that you would like to put together as a team. So that after this week, actually starting next week, we step into learning contract number 3, and the whole contract number 3, which contains 3 weeks again, you need to work as a team. And the third set of artifacts that you need to produce are mainly the team artifacts. So we go from individual to pair in this second learning contract, and to team in the last learning contract. Okay? So the number of hands that can help to complete the artifacts is 2 times as before. At the very beginning is 1 person's work, and then in this learning contract is 2 persons' work. In the last learning contract is 4 persons' work. So it's so the team formations detail is very important. And allow me to show you the team formations detail that I received. I just received this much. Okay. So you need to give me the 2 pairs like this. Okay. This is pair number 1, this is pair number 2, or something like this. You better give me the team name if this is the original team, it's all right? But I will add on the number of members here to create a team for you, all right? So give me the informations before the end of this week, so that you will have a team space starting next week for 3 more weeks, okay? Give me this information, okay? 1 team members give me is good enough, okay? But do not repeat the informations or do not overlap the team informations with another team, all right? So that is very important. I do not want to see, suppose this member in team 1 and he's also, or she's also in team number 2. So don't get confused about this. So make sure you know that you need to give me the team partner registrations under the forum in week number 6. This is week number 7, all right? So thank you very much. Allow me to take care of attendance for the latecomer. We do have some latecomer today. So let's see, Neon, are you here? So you're late. So, and then Clea is not here, Juno is not here, and Tina, are you here? Not here. So let's see, Carrion, are you here? Not here. So Garbett, you're here, so you're late. All right, that's good enough. Do not be late anymore, as I told the whole class. If you're consistent here for more than 80% of the whole semester, you will receive 5 semester points as your bonus score. Okay? if your attendance is less than 80%, you will lose the 5 semester point as your bonus score. Okay? So this is very important. So I think that's it for today. I've talked a lot and you've given quite a lot of good response. And that's it for today, day number 13 of CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy, until date number 14 in week number 7.